When did someone act arrogant, not knowing who you really were? I was 22, working as a janitor at Pinnacle Financial while finishing my computer science degree at night. The pay was terrible, but it covered tuition and kept me invisible. Perfect for someone who'd rather debug code than make small talk. Most employees ignored me completely. I'd empty their trash, vacuum around their feet, and they'd act like I was furniture, which was fine by me, except for Camden. Camden was the youngest VP in company history, 28, designer suits and an ego that filled conference rooms. He treated everyone beneath him like dirt, but saved special cruelty for the cleaning staff. "Hey, janitor boy," he'd call out whenever I passed his corner office. "Make sure you don't touch anything important with those grubby hands." His favorite game was dropping coffee on the floor right after I'd mopped, then standing there smirking while I cleaned it up again. "Oops," he'd say. "Guess you'll have to do your job twice." The worst part? He'd do it in front of clients, using me as some kind of power display. One evening I was emptying trash when I overheard Camden on a conference call. They were panicking about a massive data breach. Their entire client database had been compromised, and their security system was completely fried. "We're hemorrhaging money every hour this is down," Camden shouted. "Get me the best cybersecurity consultant in the city. I don't care what it costs." I listened as they made frantic calls. Every expert they contacted was either unavailable or wanted a week just to assess the damage. Camden was losing his mind. The next morning, I knocked on his office door. "What do you want?" he snapped. "I heard about your security problem," I said. "I might be able to help." Camden looked at me, his face twisting with disgust. "You? You're a janitor. You probably don't even know how to use a computer. Actually, I've been freelancing cybersecurity consultations for 3 years." "Get out," he interrupted. "Before I call security, the audacity of you people never ceases to amaze me." I shrugged and left. An hour later, his assistant found me. "Mr. Camden wants to see you," she said nervously. I knocked again. "Sit down," Camden said, his voice strained. "What exactly do you think you can do? Fix your system, patch the vulnerabilities, recover your data." He laughed bitterly. "Right, and I suppose you'll do this out of the goodness of your heart? My consulting rate is $200 an hour." Camden's face went purple. "200? You make $12 an hour mopping floors. Different skill set," I said calmly. 3 hours later, after 2 more security firms had turned them down, Camden's assistant found me again. This time, Camden looked defeated. "What would you need? Full admin access, complete autonomy, and payment up front. Fine. But if you're running some kind of scam, you'll what? Fire your janitor?" It took me 14 hours to rebuild their security infrastructure. I closed every vulnerability, recovered 98% of their data, and implemented safeguards that made their system more secure than ever. When Camden walked in the next morning and saw his fully functional network, his jaw dropped. "How did you—" "I have a master's degree in cybersecurity," I said, packing up my equipment. "Graduated summa cum laude." He stared at me like I'd grown a second head. "Why are you working as a janitor?" "It pays for school, and it taught me something valuable about people, how they act when they think nobody important is watching." I handed him my invoice, $2,800. "By the way," I added, "I start at Morrison Tech Monday, senior security analyst." They heard about what I did here. Camden's biggest client. As I walked out, I heard him frantically calling his boss, trying to explain how the janitor had solved their crisis and was now working for their main competitor. 6 months later, Camden was fired. Treating people like garbage isn't a sustainable business strategy. I still clean my own office, though. Some habits are worth keeping.